What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. We're jumping back into our weekly update for Rugby 25. Was hoping for maybe, again, it's so weird. Similar to last week, I had another positive mindset going into this one. I was like, oh, you know what? I feel like this one could be a good one. I've taken a quick look at the patch notes. There's not as much as I was hoping. I'm not going to lie. I've been checking out the FAQ page today on my phone in the background as well. I've been having a look at some other people's responses to it already. We've got some new stuff to check out, though. As always, timestamps down in the description and timeline of the video for you guys to skip to any particular area you want to look into, or chill out and sit down, watch the video, hit the old like button, all that good stuff for the YouTube algorithm. And let's jump into this one. So starting out with the patch notes coming over from Steam, the actual patch notes over on Steam today. The new update for this Thursday, May 21st. Is it Thursday? Is it Thursday for them? Maybe it's Thursday for Big Ant over there. Maybe it's definitely Wednesday, but it's Thursday for them, maybe. Below you'll find the changes included in this update. Reduced box kick tackle chance. Reduced chance of being tackled when performing a box kick out of a ruck. Yeah, that was certainly annoying. It's not really something you see in rugby. Generally, players actually getting tackled on a box kick. A charge down would be nice. I would like the ability to have players actually run in and charge down the ball to try and disrupt a box kick. They feel a little bit too easy to get away, but good to be able to. They've stopped the tackles at the box kicks. Improved AI line breaks. Improved AI actions after the line break. So I assume this is going to be a little bit more, rather than like the player positioning and the way they make the line breaks. It's probably going to remain the same, but actually maybe they'll look to try and get a supporting player offload or try and go for an extra pass, because at the minute they do make a line break individually and then just run until they get tackled, and they don't really try and even like weave around you. They don't try and run for the corner. They just sort of run in a forward straight line and you sort of just shut them down. So we'll see what that is today. Might mean I need to go as a worse team today to allow a better team to get more line breaks and give the AI that chance. Maybe that's what we'll do today. Adjust scoot input. What the hell is a scoot? Adjusted the inputs required to scoot from the rucks and mauls, reducing accidental scoots. Is that a terminology in rugby that I'm unaware of? A scoot? Is that a thing? I've never even heard of that. I assume picking the ball up with the scrum half? I've just given it a Google. Basically, Google wants to say, do you mean Scotland? They don't like the word scoot over here in the UK. I've seen one image of a scrum half kind of running laterally out of a ruck, as if to try and engage defence looking at the scrum half running with the ball to allow outside runners a better option. So I'm going to guess they mean scrum half. I've never even heard that before as a terminology. Hey, we're learning something new today. Corrected custom uniform logos. Corrected the scaling issues of logos in custom uniforms, and then improved stability. As always, so very little for us to really check out, which is a bit unfortunate. I was hoping for, maybe some bigger shifts as well. I've seen as well on the online stores, they've been putting out some 30% off discounts, which I saw for the Xbox the other day, and thought, oh boy, we're getting down towards early access prices now. They've sort of shifted back down, and this game still doesn't quite feel like a stage, or I feel like a lot of people are going to be too happy with it. I've seen a few people put on the FAQ page that they've been going on about the logo creator, that they weren't able to go in and manage the logo creator. You can see by my logos here. I have not engaged with this logo creator at all. I remember playing it when it first got introduced, and I stand by it. For me, it is the worst logo creator I have ever used in any game ever. That is my own personal opinion. Other people are on there making their own logos. You guys have done some fantastic work in the community. I don't even understand how you're able to do it. I think it's completely unfriendly to the average person who doesn't understand, who just wants to go in and make a basic sort of decal style logo. It's really, really unfriendly. I've never used it since it got introduced because I just didn't enjoy it enough. But it sounds like they've been able to fix the custom logos going in. I know a lot of you guys on the FAQ page and the community, who do all the sort of custom work. You guys have done some fantastic stuff. I'm glad that's fixed for all you guys, not something that's going to impact me particularly. Last week I was doing a little bit of me as the lower rated team versus a higher rated team, because I wanted to showcase that I think there are bigger flaws in this game when it comes to team ratings and how that impacts into a game. But by the fact we're basically looking at box kicks and line breaks today, I feel like I'm going to have to go as a lower rated team. But maybe not quite as low as, like, what did I do last week? Like Namibia, who I just feel like it's still at a stage like a 71 versus like a 90 is still so far apart that the game is like unfairly against you. So I kind of I don't want to go down like that low, but I want to give the AI a good chance to get some good breaks. So we want to go maybe high 70s, like a Uruguay. Uruguay could be fun. Let's do Uruguay versus. And we want them to have some breaks. Let's do. I like we haven't done the Springboks for a while. Should we do Springboks? That could be fun. We'll chuck it on hardest. We want them to get through. I'm considering I'm probably going to be conceding tries today. I might not be scoring any tries. That's fine. What I'm looking at is, are the AI going to make good decisions when they're making line breaks? Can we test some of these box kicks and be able to mess about with it as well? I've just thought my camera angle might still be on end camera. I actually don't know. We had a bit of a discussion, which is quite fun. I enjoy getting into it with a couple of you guys. We were talking about the end camera versus the side camera dispute once again. And I was playing a little bit with the end camera to sort of showcase how I felt like the end camera was very exploitative in this game for the way it's built currently. It's really sort of dramatically unfair. And I actually played a game where I played on the end camera and set myself some of my own rules where I was basically only allowed to kick for the whole game. I wasn't even allowed to run forwards. I'll just steal that because they're the better team. And that, oh, we got a line break here. Let's see what they do. Okay, that was a nice. They took a bit of a diagonal line, and they actually went for an offload afterwards as well. Just see if we can close down that gap. The AI is still probably going to spam the offloads and the side steps a lot. We got a nice turnover. They're glad to see that we can get some turnovers as Uruguay versus. But I was basically just messing about with testing how much can you just exploit the kicking mechanics in this game because of how easy it is to get the kicking away. But oh, hold on, there's something up with the kicking. That's the second one. Hold on, let's have a look at this. There's like a weird dramatic pause when you go to kick the ball. The circle like starts and then like jutters and then like carries on. Hang on, I want to investigate this one. We'll find it if there's a flaw. That's basically where I'm at now. Every one of these updates. But yeah, basically just seeing if I could do kicking. I basically played a whole game where I wasn't allowed to run forwards with the ball. I wasn't allowed to score a try. I had to only kick the ball forwards and go for drop goals, and I won 24-0. and that was just using this camera angle and being able to get those kicks in behind. You can see where the sort of the AI line is in the backfield as well. You know how easy it would be to get a kick away now if the kicks work. I kind of want this ball back. I'm kind of tempted. Oh, we have got it back. Still not enough sort of obvious swap over for me that I got the ball back there. Let me just try another one of these kicks. There's something up with these kicks. These kicks are broken. The circle just stops and then like jutters and it won't carry on going. Hold on. Well, we'll have a look at box kicks as well, I guess, because maybe all kicks will be broken. Oh, that's nice. That was a nice little set of passes there. Felt like they did a little bit more. It is something we're all wanting at this point, right? Is for the AI to feel like they're actually going to do something. That's a nice little line break. Oh, I'm back inside. That was nicer. I like that. Sort of went one way. Didn't feel like he cheated. Didn't feel like he just, teleported back to going left. There was a nice offload there. Hit a clean line break. And felt like it followed the rules of the game. He ran one way and then changed his momentum and ran back the other way. I was sprinting at full speed. I couldn't turn around and get him. Didn't feel like the AI cheated then, and where they do the sort of tank track turn on a dime and go, and you go like, that just looks weird. It looks unfair. That felt momentum based, and they actually ran around me. I don't know why we've got a blimp showing. Oh, it is showing the trees. I just thought it was showing the sky through it. No, it's fine. But that felt better. That was a nicer line break by that. Again, this is why we've done the lower rated teams, because we want the AI to have the line breaks and stuff today. But that was nice. I think that's probably the first time I've said that for a while when doing one of these videos. I do want to test the box kicks. I might, if it's going to become one of these things, because of being the lower rated team, we can't get the ball back. I'll swap to South Africa and play a little bit with South Africa just to test the kicking things again. Oh, we're away! Hang on! Maybe, just maybe, we can do something. Right, let's see if we can secure this ball. Right, let's go for another kick here over the top. Something's up with these kicks, man. Something's royally broken. I haven't seen the AI do a kick yet. Maybe they'll have to do a kick from here. I don't want to give them an easy. Oh my god, the hooker's just running. Again, still the issue with your own defensive line. You know, one handoff and they've just made 50 meters because there's no cover. I'm still not spread very wide. Let me try... no, not... Well, defense. No, I want, like... My wide balance forwards is what I want to try and get my forwards to be wider. I don't know if that makes any difference yet in this game. We'll pass back inside. That was a... Oh, we got a grubber kick on. Another grubber kick on. Somehow we're making it work. I actually want to see if I can get a try because we're pretty lower rated compared to South Africa. Let's just see if we can try and do something here. Can I have some fun in a game? Here we go. Drop it back. Drop goal. So hang on. So drop goals are fine. I actually missed that one. That's rubbish by me. But it's specifically the A button kicks then. The drop goal felt fine. The A button circles where the issues lies. Let me see if I can do a box kick here. Pretty sure I just saw... We're going to have a look at it. I'm pretty sure we just saw another one of those watermelon kicks, which I thought they'd fixed. But as he kicks the ball here... It is from a drop goal, from like a drop out rather than from the post, but where they hit it and the ball rotates sideways and it looks like a... Whoop. Hang on, let the camera catch back up to it. But like the ball like flies horizontally. And I always think that looks very weird. I kind of wish they would be able to fix that. Right, let's get in here. Let's have a look at box kicks and let's see how box kicks work. That box kick seems to work fine. So specifically it seems to be the A kick button has got some weird stagnation to it. Oh, Cheslin Colby. We'll break there. Or Arense. Which way around are they? It's weird playing end on. I don't... Oh, offside. Who's offside? Who knows? Me, probably. It is weird playing offside for me because I don't enjoy playing like the end on cameras, but it's interesting to try and swap your brain around to how it works. You can't win a line out still as lower rated team, which kind of sucks. This, you know, is one of the things I brought up last week, which I feel like has just been a thing in this game for a good while now. Also, don't feel like we've had a lot of turnovers. We might play the second half as South Africa to. I do want to see them have more line breaks though, but I'd like it to feel a little bit more natural. I would like to feel like they've actually sort of broken through. That referee is so annoying, by the way. I feel like very often the referee like charges at you like an attacking player, and I always misread that it's actually. Yeah, something's up with that kick. Doesn't that kick look awful? So something's wrong with the A button kick, which is brand new to this update. Hopefully that'll be something that a hot fix can fix, because it's already an issue in this game that you don't feel like you need to kick, especially if you're playing with, you know, even teams. But if it's going to be a case of you actually can't kick now because it doesn't even work, that will be an issue. Whoa, a bit of a bobbly one there. Would be nice to see if we could get a try, but it does feel like the AI have had... Let me see if I can actually let them through. Let's see if we can let them through. Well, they're just... Hang on. I want to let them through now to see what they're going to do. How do they break that break? Let me try and bunch up a little bit over here, trying to run across. It does feel like in this game, if you purposely try to play badly, that the AI become worse to, like, accommodate that you're playing badly. Right, here goes Cheslin Colby on a break. Where's my fullback? Oh. Where is my full... Why do I not have a fullback? Oh, the lineups are so annoying. Well, I just didn't have a fullback for any of that amount of time, did I? Where is 15? 15 is here. Why is 15 there? Like, so I mean, again, currently though, if you were playing as like a player versus player, this is, you know, this could be a newer issue actually to do with positioning. Look at what this South Africa team is looking at. And again, my face in the way. Sorry about my face, but look at what the AI team gets to look at as my backfield. There's nobody. You could kick that ball anywhere. They've got the faster players. They're going to get that ball. If you were playing online as a player versus player right now, that's a try. The AI hasn't exploited that space at all. I know I've let Cheslin Colby through. I've moved the players out of the way, but you know, I should be having, you know, you still want players in some space. But like, you know, you want your fullback to be covering much further back to be ready for those kicks. I would prefer... My wingers don't necessarily need to be right up there. My wingers could be sort of a little bit deeper and push up if they feel like they're going to go out to the wing. You know, where's my furthest winger? Where's 14? You know, in here. 10, 12... I don't even know where 14 is. Oh, sorry, not 14, 11. 11 is who I'm looking for because it's left wing. But 11's there. Why is 11 there? You know, you want 11 to be out on this wing. You want to be covering this area. I feel like that defensive line looks a little bit better from my team. But, like, that amount of room. We're not even in my half. Yeah, we're not even in my half. So they have half the pitch to be able to kick into. And little things like that are a bit annoying, so Chester Colby will get over. Again, we'll have a look at a little bit of this run. Didn't actually pay a lot of attention to his run. Did he make a nicer beeline through there? Oh, to Arensa, sorry, not Chester Colby again. I'm getting all my wings wrong, mister. Because I'm playing end on, it throws me off. You know, I'm glad he came in towards the posts. But I felt like they already did that, so I feel like I'm giving that a bit too much credit for what that one is. The Villy LaRue try, the first one, was much, much better. And felt very nice. Because it felt like he sort of naturally ran away from it. I kind of want to give them... How can I give them more opportunities to get through? It's kind of awkward, because sometimes they feel like they just don't engage with it. I want to give them the space to be able to make a clean line break and then see what the decisions are. But the AI really wants to just run at you and do a handoff. It really wants to engage in it. But it's actually very tricky to sort of get on. I can't get my kicks away. Let's go for another box kick. And got another turnover. Instantly off kickoff. Nothing, nothing I can do about that as the lower rated team. I've received the kickoff and immediately it's just gone wrong. Oh, we've lost that one as well. So that's going to be the game. This is something I would like to see them fix. Or tweak a little bit to allow the lower rated teams to not just be doomed at rucks. You know, there's nothing I can do there. I had all 5 players, and it doesn't matter, you're the lower rated team. Oxentrade getting through for a try there. Let's have a look at this one. You know, we want to let them get through and see what their decision making is. Felt like a little bit more weaving. I don't know if I'm, expecting a prop to do a lot of weaving. Almost looked like a dummy pass. I don't think it was. But, that's nice. I'm glad to be seeing that they're doing some extra... They're not just running in a straight line. They're trying to sort of find a little bit of a pathway through your players now. We'll see if we can let them get a couple more. But I just want to see their decision. I don't care about winning or losing in these videos. It's just about... I want to see how they... actually interact with it. So, I've gone a little bit too far. They might kick that back out. Let's see how the AI would kick it out. The AI doesn't seem to be struggling with the kicks at all. It's just me. I want them to break the line. Commit 5 again. Give them the most opportunity to get through. There we go. Right, Oxentrade away. They're still looking for just going for an offload is what it means, as opposed to necessarily picking, a good option. It's just let me do an offload in any direction either way. Let's go again. I'll try and move this guy out the way. They'll do... I'm actually trying to move players out the way, and when you try and do it, the AI seem to run back into your line a little bit. It's a really nice exit clearance kick. That is right on the money. Let's go long. Just take of it. AI steals it again. Higher rated team got it wrong, but they still got it through. Right, commit 5. Lose a lot of my defensive line. Let's let them go this way. Good bump off there. What's the decision making? The decision making feels a little bit more like it's just do an offload, as opposed to they're not picking the better pass. There's no target passing. Let's try and let Oxentrade through this time. Doesn't work. I'm even trying to open a gap for them. Okay, he's through. Want to try and get on the end of him. Just an offload. It's not... But what am I expecting them to do? I'm trying to work out if I'm being a bit mean. But what do I want them to do? I want... I would like... some actual... It is just do a handoff, get tackled, offload. Do a handoff, get tackled. It's just that on repeat. It was a nicer line. That first try from Villy LaRue was much nicer. Oh, I'm offside. Yeah. Still don't feel like I'm ever offside in these offside penalties. They're in the lead. They've made the decision here to go for corner. I think this is the right call. Still left foot kicking. But, making those little breaks, looking for a grubber kick past me. I'm looking for, will they actually utilise the target passing that is built into the game? They never seem to pass to somebody in a better position. It's just Bongi and Banambi running it off, then an offload and going. They're not looking outside wider. Run in, hand off, offload. I'll commit 5 again. I assume they're going to go back this way now. Yep. Offload, tackle, offload, hand off. Offload. It's the same thing every time. You know, they're not really, and it doesn't feel like it's out of like good decision making. It's like they're just told they must offload. That's a better pass. Right now, where do you go from here? It's just this spiral backwards off. You know, there's no reason to be there. You've taken this in. Bongi and Manami's out on the wing for whatever reason. For some reason, again, the player positioning's an issue because there's nobody out here to support him. You know, who's this? Who's that? Damien Dialende, is that meant to be? Or 13, Jesse Creel. So Jesse Creel here, you know, you want to be seeing 13 or Villy LaRue 15. You want to be seeing them getting round here. This tackle comes in. I've got the tackle, and he's bullet past it. You know, I mean, he's broken his own arm to make that pass anyway. The pass has then also gone literally through my player, which is annoying. But the decision making that would be nicer, right, is passing this to 12 in this position doesn't give you anything. Oh, my face is in the way again. It's very hard with where my face is positioned with the camera. But like this pass here doesn't offer you anything. Realistically, if he gets that pass, he's going to get tackled. He's just going to be here. You know, at this point from here, the best option from here, from any, even just watching rugby, you'd say take it in, take it to ground, wait for you to get supported. He gets taken down there. Damien Dialende gets tackled over here. He hasn't made any more ground. In fact, they might have actually technically lost a couple centimeters in that action. But the other side of it is that could he have been tackled, gone to ground there, and then you've got 13 running round. Would it not be nice if you could do a little pop pass off the ground? He's been tackled, but you know, we've seen that in rugby, right? You get tackled to the ground, a little pop pass off to 13, who's hitting that line, bang, scores in the corner. You know, it feels like there could be just nicer decision making, but it isn't decision making. It is just the AI is told on tackle contact, pass and offload. Then that player, once you receive the ball, next action should be a handoff every single time. And then it just goes on this cycle. And for some reason, they can't really seem to do it like more than 2 times, 3 times. My God, we actually won a ball. It's incredible. You know, and it doesn't feel like this decision-making AI that's trying to outwit me. It just feels like there's this little script. Again, tackled, just flings an offload, but doesn't for some reason get to anyone. Like they didn't actually make it stick. Ongia Manambi gets tackled, offload, tackle again. Commit 5, give them the most room to work with. You know, that's the wrong way to me. The AI's not making... Again, the line... There's so many compound issues in this game. The line setup is so poor. The AI lineup has always been relatively decent. That's so poor to just have, like, 7 players stood behind the ruck and they can't do anything with it. But, like, you know, where are you going to go here? You're going to pass back inside into the ruck. This guy's going to rejoin the line. It's really well fortified. I don't think there's any reason to go this way. I think you go out this side where the space is and you try and hit the gap. Maybe... You know, I'm going to have a guess. Yeah, I was going to have a guess. There's no fullback. Of course there's no fullback. Something's gone wrong in this game where my fullback is non-existent. You know, but a better decision there is go for a box kick over the top. I'm playing on hardest difficulty versus the hardest team, right? You know, maybe you don't want to see it in every game where the AI is going to do it, but you could absolutely, from here, from that position, they've got the ball in here. Number 9's taking it in. You take a look from the AI perspective. What are they looking at? Well, they've got all the room. You could go for a box kick over the top there. But more to me here is you actually pass out to number 10. And you go from here to Andre Pollard and you go for a kick over here somewhere. You try and hit it into that space. You get it over the back of my guys. And out on this wing, you have got Damien Dialende and Jesse Creel out on this wing. And you're going up against a lock, a flanker, and a number 9. They're beating me to that ball. Kick over the top. My fullback's not there. Take advantage of. They're not doing it. It's just pass it to the next guy. Tackle, offload. Tackled again. We'll chuck another 5 in here. And it's a shame. It's a shame that it's still just the same thing. Right, we made the line break. We've got a line break finally. Let me get across. Will he just take this one in? Nope. Flings a back pass out. You know, it's just so obvious. It's like designed. It's this designed like, oh, they just pass it every time. There's no decision making. There's no, is this going to be beneficial now to give that offload? Will it lead to something? Is it more likely for a turnover if we give that away? There doesn't seem to be any of that as a decision maker. Let me just kick this one. I mean, I still got tackled there. Got the kick away. Still feels weird that my lock is able to do that, but Andre Pollard still got the tackle on my box kicking player, which is the very patch note they've said they've... Did they say reduced or stopped? They've said reduced chance. They haven't said it's completely stopped. Let me just swap over to the South African side for a second here, because I want to test the South Africa's ability to kick as well. Yeah, the circle did that jumpy thing. So the A kicks are an issue at the minute. They've just sort of broken, which is a shame. So kicking is going to be, you know, pretty doomed. You know, I'm taking that in there. I'm going to wait for my players to get with me and try and secure that ball. I'm not going to look for an offload. Let me hit the X and try and hit that inside line. Oh, lovely. Made that little line break. This time there's an offload because I have the room and now I've got players running overlapping me. And I can make that line, you know, there's just such a difference in the decision-making from like a human player to an AI, which you'd expect, right? But it just feels like the AI is designed to play a certain way. That's not the pass I would have ever wanted to do, but we'll run over Sierklisi for a try. You know, you can still just sort of run through, but your own decision-making can feel so much superior to what the AI is doing, which is a shame, because you would really like the AI on the hardest difficulty to feel kind of like you were playing a person, like that decision-making was happening, and they're on the fly deciding, is it worth going for that pass? Is it worth going for that offload? You know, that's the sort of stuff I'd want to be seeing. It's also just dawned on me, I didn't even look at this scoot thing. After spending all that time looking into what on earth does scoot mean. I didn't actually look. It said they've changed the buttons? Or they've changed the input?
It's taken back.
We didn't have a single accidental one, to be fair, as we were doing it. It doesn't look like they've changed the input. Adjusted the inputs required. It doesn't look like they've changed the inputs. It looks a little bit like you just... They are running the right way, which was an issue in so many of these updates, which is that they would sometimes just run the wrong way. Like if you would tell them to run left and instead they would run right. So it looks like they've been able to shift that. I just want the ball game. I don't want to faff about giving the ball. But it looks like they have adjusted that a bit, which is nice. Let me go right this time. Gordon. I mean, it still feels like you can just do this and run sideways, which is so weird that the AI don't really seem to react to you. Let me run in. Antoine Dupont. We're going to try and hit this gap now in between this first and second receiver. Oh, they closed down that space nicer. But it feels like you can actually hit the direction you want better, but you can still just run sideways, which is maybe one of the issues. Still got weird, janky kicking mechanics. So kicking for every team is broken in this update, which is a shame. Because I, as someone who likes to try and do kicking in games, because it's a little bit more fun than just running with the ball all the time. But yeah, it looks like they've changed that. I don't think we had a single issue where the scrum half just picked up the ball completely incorrectly and ran. It was nice. It's a nicer run. Again, nice to be able to see this though, right? So this was a nicer line. It's still the same thing, which is just run into contact and offload. So handoff, tackle, offload. It's still just the same thing that they've done before. But this time, you know, 13 hits a really nice line there. Got the gap on the inside and got that turn. And that, I think that can look nice. I think that can be done well, where they've clearly turned one way and then been able to turn the other way and go back. But I think this is nice, actually. The way they've done it now is, so they make that break as Ramos. I'm coming across. I absolutely believe on this running line that he's going to run right up against this touchline and try and go around, which is what I would like to see if he's going to try and get, you know, score in that corner, go around the outside. So I try and close down that space with Ramos. He then changes direction. Now, I don't know if my guy necessarily has the ability with the defensive mechanics to get back. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if the game allows me to change my decision on the fly. The AI is clearly identified for me there. He's got, because I feel like the shift comes after I've made the turn. It's like it's weighted. I turn. As soon as I have now gone too far, the AI goes whoop, and we'll go back this way. So it's like the AI can register, he's about to go this way, I'll go the other way, and just run around him. Which is nice. It's still nice because that's what you want to be seeing. You want to be seeing the AI jink you. But, you know, my only question would be, do the mechanics of the game allow me to correct? I've made an incorrect decision there. Can I actually get back? And then if you watch the turning circle, the turning circle for Australia is quite snaky. It's quite, you know, he's got quite a tight turning circle. He started on the outside of this cross here. He runs to the inside of the cross and is actually able to get basically just back out to that. So in that little 5 meter, well, if that's 5 meter there, but, you know, in that little sort of gap there, he's able to do a little snake really nicely. But then if you have a look at Ramos, I've come in. I've obviously overcorrected a little bit more, but that's because when I've swapped to Ramos, I'm literally running the wrong way. So I've had to swap to him and drag him back the other way. Managed to turn around. I've come across. I'm here now on the edge of this cross bit, exactly where 13 was. 13's able to make that turn. My guy has to make this whole turn. And you can feel like where that line was going to go, I was going to have to go all the way out here and turn back in. So it feels like maybe I would have had to have had double the amount of room to have done that same shift. But ultimately, that's much nicer to be seeing from the AI, that they can make that decision. That time he wasn't looking for the offload, he wasn't looking for the grubber kick through. Suali, over for a try. Nice little, you know, what a way to do a little jink on the inside of the fly half. I like that. That's a little bit better for me. On to thoughts and feedback then for this update. A couple of positives, a couple of new negatives to stem in, but we'll go through them. So, reduced box kick tackle chance, reduced the chance of being tackled while performing a box kick out of a ruck. Yeah, we didn't actually have one where they successfully stopped the box kick by tackling me. We still had a tackle at a box kick. It was my number 5, got tackled, but it didn't disrupt the game. So, you know, I think that's, you know, they've been able to adjust that. I can't say I was noticing it massively in previous updates, but it was something that does bother you when it does happen because it looks so weird. Improved line breaks, improved AI actions after line breaks. Now, it's kind of 50-50 for me on this one. The Villy LaRue try and the Suali one right at the end there. Both of them are really nice. They made the line break through in the attack. They've got past me. You're trying to cover the tackle. They're deciding on the fly, which way do we turn? How do I try and run around your player to get there? Love that. That's much better. That's actually going to be really hard to get on the end of it. The spamming the offload in any tackle, for me, feels a bit weird and immediately stands out to you when it looks bizarre. Like we had the Bongio Banambi one where he literally broke his arm to like chuck it backward. You know, they're so determined to get that offload away if you do make the tackle. That I'm not a big fan of it. I really feel like the offload window really needs to be adjusted a bit in order to get that offload away, because at the minute it does feel like you can just offload for fun on every single carry still. And I would like the AI to maybe have more decisions around, could I just take this into contact and set it for a ruck? Could I, if I've made the line break and I feel like that fly off or the fullback's going to get to me, can I grub a kick on? Can I chip kick over the top of him and still chase the ball? Maybe I don't need to look for those offloads. I think that would be nicer. I'm not a big fan of I'm about to get tackled, let me just do a spam offload out of nowhere. I'm not a big fan of it, and people do it in online multiplayer as well. It's so consistent, but it's not really how rugby works. You know, you want to be seeing nice, you know, get an early pass if you're going to make that decision. I would like to see it go wrong. You know, I'd like to see if you go for an offload mid-tackle that actually your offload is quite a loose, bobbly pass out and you've got to hope someone gets on the end of it. I would like to see that adjusted. So I like the new running lines. That's a positive for me. But the amount of offload and handoff spamming to just always allow you to do that, I still feel like that needs to be turned down a bit. Adjusted the scoot input. They've adjusted the inputs required to scoot from rucks. Now, I disagree that has happened, unless it's just not great phrasing. The input is exactly the same. You just push the stick in either way. There's no extra functions, there's no extra inputs. You just do the same as you've always done. But the impact seems to be better. They are now picking the correct way. If you say go left, they go left. If you say go right, they go right. Obviously, I've played today on the end on camera because a few people were bringing it up. I was like, let's play end camera today and we'll have a look at it. And maybe that does make an impact compared to the side camera. And we didn't have any accidental ones that I can think of. I didn't have any where they just picked up and ran with it, so that's better. Corrected the custom uniform logos. From reading your guys' thing on the FAQ page, I believe that has been fixed now, and it looks like you can go back in and manage your logos. That's a positive. And then improved stability. No issues for me for stability today. So overall, update-wise is positive. There's a lot of ticks going on there. It's still not quite the leap that I think we want to be seeing for this game to necessarily be, you know, what I would say is like fun. I'm having great fun with the game. Is where I want to be saying it. I actually was saying it at the start of April. I actually was saying it. It's still not quite there where you want to be fun. It still feels to be like if you're just the higher rated team, there's just a dramatic advantage. You know, we saw how many lineouts just getting stolen because even though they got the call wrong, they just steal lineouts for fun. The scrums, I've done a bit more testing with scrums, and the AI just don't lose scrums if they're the higher rated team. You can't really sort of take it off them. There's a few other issues around that. We've had a few other issues brought in with this update today. Some of the offloads look weird as hell. You know, like throwing it wildly out the back. It should have to be that there needs to be somebody in a line of sight for you to get an offload away or something. There needs to be a bit of a shift to that. But also the kicking. Kicking from hand is very jarry and jumpy now. The circle sort of jutters and struggles to work out where you are. And I even saw a couple of them go up and came backwards. They came back at me. So I don't know what's gone on with kicking there. So kicking also seems a little bit worse. So unfortunately, again, the game is being pushed more towards just keep hold of the ball, keep it in your hands, and go through the phases and stuff, which is what I want to see less. I want to see more free-flowing, open kicking games. I want to be seeing, people forced into using kicking because they struggle a bit more. Defensive lines felt worse today as well. Felt like players are just bunched there all the way up. Nobody sat in my backfield all game. I could have taken any advantage by kicking it over the top. I've got no fullback. I've got no one on a cover tackle. It is one handoff. Bang, 50-meter try. I know they've adjusted the speed differences now, but you let Chaz and Colby through, doesn't matter. I haven't got a fullback. Nobody on my team is Uruguay is going to be able to chase him down. So there are still other issues, but the running lines is better for me. Let me know down in the comment section, guys, what you guys think of this update. I always enjoy having a bit of a read through them. Of course, get over to the FAQ page. Let Big Ant know your thoughts as well. And I'll see you all for the next update coming in for Rugby 25. Bye-bye.